Hey everyone, there were some questions about how to make the error bars in Excel, so I'm just going to real quick go through how to do that. So first off, I'm just going to generate just 10 random numbers and kind of have that generated a couple of different times so that we can make uh, our bar graphs. Okay, so here we're going to have 5 bar graphs, and then on this I want to calculate the average and the standard deviation. It doesn't remember what standard deviation is. There we go. Okay, so I've got my randomly generated numbers and my average and my standard deviation. You can see they keep changing every single time I click anything because that's how random numbers work, is they generate a new one every time. So what I'm going to do just to freeze these how they are is I'm just going to copy and then I'm going to paste special and just paste the values right on top of where that came from. And now these numbers won't change at all. See, instead of it saying equals random, it just says equals that number. Okay, so now I'm going to make a graph. So I come up here to say charts. I want a column graph, and let's say clustered column. Why not? So I'm going to pull it down here, and right now my graph has no data in it. You can see it's just blank. So I can click to say select data, and then here it gives me a whole mess of things that I can do. I can look at the chart data range, I can name my X values, my Y values, all that other good stuff. I really just want to mention my Y values here, which are going to be my averages. So that's that. I can call my chart name averages if I feel like it, and my X-axis label can just be the different columns. And say okay. Why is that not working? Okay, there we go. So instead of putting it in the Y values, I had to put it in the chart data range. So here it's just telling me this is my series 1, and these are all of my different columns. So now if I want to add error bars to this, all I have to do is right click on each of these and say format data series. And it gives me this, and right away it opened up to error bars. Sometimes it'll open up to options first or something else first, but we want to work with the error bars. So I want to have both plus and minus. And right now it wants to give me this fixed value 10 or whatever. I don't know why that is the default. It doesn't quite make any sense. And I could click here to say standard error. Now that looks pretty nice. I'll give it a cap so you can see it. That looks really nice, except that it's just the standard error. It doesn't actually give me any specific information about this because I want my error bars to be my standard deviation that I calculated here. So I can come down here to say custom and then say specify value, because again, if I just click custom, again it gives me this weird, I don't even know what that is. You have to specify the value, otherwise custom doesn't make any sense. So my positive error value, it gives me another option to select things. So I want to select all of these numbers, right? So I've got that whole thing selected, so you can see that's selected from that through that. And then I want to do that again for the negative error value. So once again, I'm selecting all of these because I want the same for the positive and the negative because I just want the standard deviation plus and minus. So once I have both of those on there, then I'll say OK. And now I have custom error bars, and you can see each one is a slightly different size. So for this first one, it's 0.348 for that error bar, and you can see that that is about that 0.625 plus 0.348. It's almost 1. And this one's a smaller thing, so this one is 0.5 plus 0.2 makes that like about 0.7. So that's how you get custom error bars. It's fairly easy. You just have to remember you have to specify your value to make sure that it is that. I hope this helps clear some things up. Let me know if you have any more questions. Thanks.